Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the China edition, where last episode we implemented a passenger train for the very first time in this country. It currently goes from Beijing and Tianjin right now all the way down to Shanghai. It took a little bit of maneuvering, but we eventually got there. And it turns out this train is actually already starting to turn a little bit of a profit. We are already filled to the brim right now. We've got 55 passengers. It's just left this station, which there is another 114 passengers. So we've got two options. We can either extend the train or we could start thinking about adding a second train. And I think adding a second train might be the way to go forward. Now, we also did some sweet expansions with setting up some new cargo trains to deliver goods to all these little towns and cities, mainly over in the Beijing and Tianjin area. And we replaced all of the vehicle lines with trains. Things became so much more efficient, and you'll notice that our income dramatically started to increase. We had a record-breaking profit year last year. I say profit, let's just say income of 56 million. Absolutely glorious. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to add a second train to the passenger line. We are going to see if we can kind of create a wider radius of collection. So I want to start doing some local bus routes around the two cities here, Tianjin and Beijing, to the train station. And the same for Shanghai, do a nice little radius so we can kind of make the train station reach a few more people. And we have that secondary level of transit pretty much connected. We may also look at connecting up Nanjing to Shanghai and maybe look at setting up a bus route from Qingdao to somewhere. I don't know where this is going to go just yet. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. But also, the big thing that we need to do is we need to keep feeding our food factory right now with grain. It goes for long periods without. So we either need to add a third train to this line and also start thinking about bringing some grain from over here as well. Oh, very excited, boys. But before we jump into it, I just want to say right now, if you are enjoying the series, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new, so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. Guys, don't rely on the recommended tab. Subscribe to be notified. Appreciate it right now. Appreciate it. So let's first then just duplicate this train. Actually, before we do, I'll edit it and we'll add some additional carriages. So we'll increase the capacity up to 88. And then I'll add a second one. There we go. There we go, boys. So our depot, train depot, is all the way over here. And that's where we're going to come out from. So we'll just let that now circulate and space itself out. Right, very good. So next, let's take a look at the food processing plant. Now, we did improve the trains. The trains do carry a lot more. But I don't want to really increase the length of them, only the capacity of them. So what I think we'll do is we'll duplicate a third train here and then see how we get on with that to begin with. And then once I see what the third train does, we'll then kind of contemplate bringing grain from the Wuhan stop all the way over there. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Right, until then, I want to quickly create a nice little circulating route where we can pick up people and deliver them to the train station with absolute ease. So that means creating a kind of like an outer looped route to the areas the train station currently does not reach. Now, we need to make sure that all of our roads connecting. We've got the underpass there, and underpass there, which is all great. The roads seem to connect around the outer region, and I'm thinking we probably kind of emphasize a little bit more of the roads. Oh, look at these nice little cars we've got now driving around in China. They don't look very Chinese, those cars, do they? No. They do not. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pick a little bit of a stop here. So let me just kind of extend this a little bit. I want to extend it a little bit more. All right, there we go. Because I don't think after this we're going to need any more. So if I do a nice little bit of street access there, I can then connect this road coming out and then that road coming up. right? That's how I know where that kind of is low-key going to end. Very good, very good, very good. And then we're going to bring... Now, do I just kind of utilize this road because it was already situated to be? I think so. Bringing you down, bringing you up a little bit more. We'll go for a nice little bendy-wendy. Bam. Right, I'm pre-emphasizing connections. I'm looking to see what we can do for the greater good. Now, I'm going to have a problem now because I've done everything else as an underpass for the train line. And if I can not get the train line having a road go through it, it saves me a lot of headache in the future, is what it does. So let me just extend this. I'm wondering if I can kind of call it a little bit short. If not, I'm going to make it underpass from there. And then we'll see what happens. So if I brought this further down, and I don't think I'm going to get the underpass I want here. And nor am I going to get the... Oh, hold on. Slope too much? Yeah, the slope is too much. Well, if I just kind of go down... Let me get off the bridge section here. Well, if I go down in... No, okay, right. We're not going to be able to get a bridge or a tunnel on such a short distance. Right, that's fine. That's fine. There's other ways in which we can do it. I'm trying to see where I can create my glorious outer loop first. Which, to be honest with you, I'm probably looking like it's going to be a bit too big to begin with. If you know what I mean. I don't think I need to go this far out, but it does make a lot of sense initially. So let me just now bring this through first, and then obviously continue this going slightly up to where I will make it kind of bend to this point. And then we'll create our kind of pass then to get to it. So if I go to there, then if I bend you round, and then these roads here will just ultimately run straight. And now Beijing has a layout. It has a system. Most importantly, it has an outer loop for the road network. I'll connect that running through. And Tianjin is like the last kind of planned out city. That's just do as you wish kind of setup, isn't it? It pretty much is. Right, I don't want this. Although it's not the end of the world right now, and the only reason it's stopping me is because of this here. That's the only reason it's now stopping me. So if I just get rid of you and you and you, and then get rid. We are looking then to kind of get to there, but obviously we'd have to go underground, which you can't do because of that. So I'm thinking I just kill off that road. We don't need the entry from that point. Do that. Go underneath. Confirm. There we go. Maximum efficiency. Right, all that for probably an area that I'm not going to really extend that far just yet, but I'm allowing the city to grow. That is the main thing. That is the main thing. Okay, so let's now get set up the transitions to the stations. So what I'm thinking, I could either do bus and tram stops which connect to the stations, and we can kind of do them on either side, so there's only really a short walk. Because I don't want to bring the buses too close, because it won't really make much sense. So if I go pretty big to begin with, and in areas it will make sense, in some areas it's not going to make sense right now. But I can't go any further up there because of the elevation change. But if I put this here, that would be a great way in which I can kind of incorporate the transition for here. So drop you in. And I kind of want to do the same down here. And it does touch this, so I haven't got to get that close. The radius already comes down to these anyway, and then we're just kind of going around the outskirts. Basically, right, I'm doing it for maximum coverage. That's literally all I'm doing it for. So we're going to do the bus stops right now. So hold on, let me just double check the coverage. So I could come down here, providing that I do get coverage to connect. That's really all that matters. So, right. we'll do a double stop here and here. I'm going to do a little stop there and there. Now, I will do a stop just here and here. Passing through will then get a stop there and there, which is giving us our coverage slightly. I'll then go ahead and add in a stop there and there. We'll then come back down to here, which will then lead out to a stop there and there. So this is something that will evolve as time goes on. We will just continually evolve it. So I'm going to drop a stop here and here just for a little bit of coverage there, but then obviously bring it down to there and there, and then do a quick little stop. And I don't know how this is going to work with that being there, so I might just drop it here and here. It's not the greatest of positions, but it shall do. And that should give us the maximum amount of coverage for this radius. Granted, you lose out down here slightly, but I could extend that road, and that road will also give us the coverage down there. So I think I'm just going to quickly do that. So yeah, you get your coverage there. It's just that one building, but do I? You know what? I'm gonna. I might as well. There we go. Right, that's set up nicely then. So let's create our little loop system then. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to go this way round. So again, it's only set up for maximum coverage to give us the maximum radius. That is it. Why have I got multiple truck and load stops there? I'll double check that in just a second. So if I make this pink so it stands out, and we can then see how it pretty much works. So it comes in there and then goes back out. Yeah, right. That works as it's intended. On the two stations, we will maximize the amount of platforms we can kind of make them stop at. So if there's one free, there's always one that can go ahead, because you never know what's going to happen. You just never know what's going to happen. Also, I suppose Qingdao, I can then just run a route to the Tianjin station, and it just makes life a little bit easier for them. So that actually has done me a favor. So this is, I'm going to call it the Greater Beijing Loop. Greater Bay, oh, hello, I can't spell. Beijing Loop 1. That's what I'm going to call it. That's what we're going to call it. Another new line, and then we do the same again, but now we're going to go in the opposite direction. Am I utilizing that stop? I'm not, am I? No. So bring this all the way down, and I'll make this a purple color so you can see the two differentials between them. Yep. And then make sure we're utilizing all of the platforms in that regards at the station. There we go, there we go, there we go. And then we call this our Greater Beijing Loop 2. Easy enough. So what I'll do is I'll start with 2 vehicles on both loops. We'll start with that, and then we'll kind of progress from there. So where is the closest road depot? I don't think. I think the closest one's over here, isn't it? Where is it? Wait, where is it? Oh, I actually think I might have got rid of it. Yeah, I may have got rid of it, so I need a new one. Right, road depot. And I will place you... I'm just going to put you over here. Just slightly out the way. Right, bike vehicles, passenger. We do now have the ability to get these little vehicles here. These are the first buses in the Russian Empire. It was manufactured in Germany. Interesting. And we'll buy 4. I'll put 2 on the loop 1, 2 on loop 2. And then we will have to come back and then add more to it. So that gives us greater coverage. It means we can bring more people to and from the actual train station. They still got to walk, but it does connect, so there is a connection there. So you wouldn't say it's the most efficient, but it still works. If you get off of this one, it's a shorter walk. But what it does, it gives me 2 stations that I can kind of connect to. So around Beijing in the north parts, there's not really anywhere that you would want to run to the station, but that's fine. But having a station in Tianjin right now means I can run people from Qingdao all the way up and then in. Makes life so much easier for us. Very good. Now, I want to do the same thing in Shanghai. Now, Shanghai is a standalone city, but Nanjing is close by. So this is a kind of a setup where we're looking to have just 1 station would be really, really handy. Now, the thing is, I got to do it loopy, okay? So we tried to do this last episode with the bridge. Didn't work out because the land is too low here. But we're going to create the bridge crossing. And we also need to do a crossing here as well, leading in. And then we also need to connect up Nanjing as well as part of the loop. So there's quite a few things we've got to do right now to get Shanghai set up with buses. Now, before I do that, is that 3rd train working in our favor? Let me see. Has it had enough coming in yet? I don't think enough time has passed by yet for us to kind of like really take advantage of that 3rd train. I think now it's only starting to work. Is this the 3rd train? See, this is the 3rd train here. It's only just done 1 drop off. So now you're getting the next one and the next one. But already, as this next train comes in, the platform is still... Sorry, not the platform, sorry. The factory's still empty. There is now starting to be a lot of food building up on the Beijing line. So I might just very quickly duplicate this train. And have a second one on that. Right, it should work in our favor. Right, okay, so, again, give that now time. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right, let's sort this out then. So, I think then first we take a look at where we can do a bit of a crossing. Now, it is a little bit of an elevated section, so I can see this being a bridge. And that will be pretty handy, but I think what we should do is let me just pause a quick second. If I just get this road here to run across, is that too low as well? What's going on? Right, okay, let me scrap that. Right, we'll build the bridge. Now, do I want it to go in that direction, the bridge? Or maybe I want it to turn a bit more. We're going to have it turn a bit more. And I'm going to slightly raise it as well. Alright, that works like that. We'll have you... I just realised I'm not using the right type of road. Let me upgrade that. Needs to be a bit chunkier. And then I want to see if I can lead this up to here. So if I just delete this for a second. And of course, I need to raise this or get this risen to a certain point. So where does that bridge in question? So that works, and then I've got to bring it down, which... That's completely off, isn't it? That is completely off. See, this is the downside of this. I reckon what I do is I build it from one direction. And then we'll sort this. I could actually just do it from like this direction, but obviously... Oh, actually, this could work. See, that actually could work. But I don't want it to like look a little bit silly with the hump. And that comes from this, which... Actually, if I brought that out... Right, just bear with me a second. I delete the bridge. And I'm also going to delete this area here. Right, sue me. Okay, sue me right now. I'm going to bring that over in a straight-ish run. Right, let me delete you. Let me do that like that and that. And then do it. I'm not a fan of the bridge running like that. I'm just wondering if I can kind of like shorten it, or at least raise you up there a bit, because that for me would be a lot better. Push that over in what I would consider a small fashion, right, to bring that down to then bend you in. I would then, because I got to get all this now situated correctly. Right, I'm actually going to maybe bring you out. And then could we just incorporate a little bend? There is a way to do that. I want to try and keep that style of road. That thickness. You know what I mean? Got to keep that thickness right now. And then bend you like that. And then it's all integrated. And then we need to do the same thing to all of this. So delete you. Delete you. How did that delete that there? That's wild. Now, I'm going to need to terraform this. So I'm not going to go into play mode just yet. Let me just smoothen this off so we can do a better transition. Now, I know this is a lot of work right now just to build a bus line, but it's core infrastructure that is going to lead to other cities and allow us to grow the city. So we've got to get this right. China is big on infrastructure right now in real life, big on infrastructure projects as well. And we need to make sure that we are getting it right for them. So let me just double check that my bridge is going to be okay. I think we delete to there, and then we do it. Alright, that will do. And then, can we bendy Wendy? Yes! Okay, that's glorious. Right, first things first. You run down. I don't know if that's a good idea for these to run so close, but I suppose that's just how this area is naturally progressing. And then we'll leave it like that. Right, okay, that's one side there done. Okay, that's one side there done. I'll then bring you over. And then that connects in. So that's my Len loop going back. Unless I also integrate with the connection leading this way. Because I need to obviously collect these people. How far does a train station go? Ooh, not that far. But how much does a bus stop here work? It actually does work if I had implemented one there and there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Right, last thing I want to do now then. Last bit of destruction. Okay, this is my last little bit of destruction. So if I delete you and delete you. Oh, I know it's painful, right? And I bring then this across. So if I try and raise you up slightly. Confirm. Bring you ever so slightly out. And then bendy Wendy that in. That's our little bend connection there. Now, does that help the train line? It doesn't in many ways. It doesn't. And let me just smoothen a bit. I don't suppose there's any benefit now for me. I'm going to get rid of you and get rid of you. And get rid of you. And instead, I'm going to incorporate where I can here a road like that. And, right, they'll thank me for this. They will thank me for this. Because I've just now widened the buildable space. So they will thank me for that, trust me. I've made life a bit better on the riverbed there. Right, that really then does help my crossing. So back into play mode. And let's now do more destruction by now, implementing a bus/tram stop. So where would be the best positioning for a bus/tram stop right now? There actually works, because it would be nice to place it on an area that kind of makes a bit of sense. Or just in a generic area that we're going to have them stop at anyway. And I think this works here. So, oof, a lot of residential buildings, unfortunately. And then let's go from there. So, bus and tram stop. And so let's just say we came out of here and we're going... Let's go this way. So, I'm going to naturally have a stop there. I know it's pretty close by, but it is what it is. We'll have a stop then here and here. So, you can see the radius is what it already picks up. And then we're coming into Nanjing right now. So, we'll have a stop there and there. I'll then do a stop there and there. And I'll do one last one before we leave. So coming in down to here, then we'll do a stop. We'll do it there and there. It gives us maximum radius. I'll do the next one there and there, which gives us the coverage for those buildings over there. Then coming down, I'll do a... So that one's for there and there. We'll do this one for here and here. Now do that one for there and there. Now, it's not about covering everything. It's about covering where the train station struggles to reach. Right, we'll do one there and there. And we'll then run with one here and here. And then I think that's good enough for me. Right. We have our next bus route all in. So, start here, and then we'll go and make our way round. There we go. Make it pink. So we can see it in all its glory. No loopbacks. That's very good. And this will be known as the Greater. I'm calling it the Greater area because it goes to another town. The Greater Shanghai Loop 1 is what we'll call it. And obviously the only stop it needs to utilize all the platforms. And then we do another new line. And then we go the opposite way round. So it's literally only set up for maximum coverage. That is the whole gist of it. That is the whole point of it. So it should do us just wow. There we go. And that is the Greater Shanghai Loop 2. Which, again, I don't have a vehicle depot over on this side of road depot. So we'll need to incorporate... I mean, I could use that one, but it's a little bit far away. We'll use one a little bit closer. So I'm just going to incorporate one down here. Easy enough. So let's buy 4 of these. Same as before. And then I know we're instantly going to need to add more. But we'll judge that at a later date. Right. I've now just given those train stations a wider radius and a bigger pool of passengers it can now reach. Which is really, really going to help us out. Really, really, really going to help us out right now. We've also connected up for the first time Nanjing. So you might now start seeing them have a little bit of a growth spurt, which you've got the upwards arrow. They're about to. So that's good news. That's real good news. Okay. Okay. Everything else should be pretty fantastic, and we'll just let it now crack on. So, the grain. We got another grain train coming in, which is good. So I think this is now, we're now starting to see the benefits of that third train now kicking in. The third one's on the way over. There's still plenty on the platform, but we need to keep our eyes peeled on that, as it may become an issue in the future. We added the secondary train to this Beijing line, and I don't think yet we've seen the benefits of it, as we don't have any extra revenue just yet, but I think that train's going back for the first time there, and there's a train there just leaving as well. So again, give it time, we'll see. We will see. Lots of goods here right now, so we do need to maybe look at changing the vehicles on these. So cargo-wise, we could now carry all cargo 6. So it gives an extra 10 capacity on the line. But I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra vehicles would help on that line. That's the Beijing food line, by the way. And the Tianjin one, we replace with them. And how many is on there again? We'll duplicate them as well, because they're also carrying fuel. Because with the additional extra boost of the second train, we're going to need more vehicles dotted around. So that will now come out, and that'll help us out as well. Right, these don't need anything else just yet, because we're not really producing that much. But now we've got a consistent delivery of grain, we are able to produce a little bit more. Fingers crossed. Right, fuel train coming in. That's now going to drop off gloriously. How is the port doing? Would we say we need to incorporate an additional cargo ship? I reckon we do, but just not yet, though. Not yet. Right, let's take a look at our oil lines then, because I know recently we switched them up to be a bit better. I can now get rid of these little crossy over bits that were a bit awkward. And I want to double check that we are now producing more than before. If not, I can then add the additional capacity. So, let's see then. This line in general, the fact that the money has gone up so high shows you, there we go. Look at that right now. Transported so much more, which means that these would be producing more often, which results in more crude oil on the platform. So, with that said, we are going to replace these trains on this line. So, steam, we'll go for the... What ones do I have on the other one? It's not the green train. Okay, I'm not... it's so expensive though, isn't it? It does go faster, but I don't think we need fast yet. And we've got 8 carriages, so we'll give this a capacity of 198 and replace all 3 of them. So I've doubled their capacities anyway. So we'll see what that does first before I add any more trains on the line. And it should be the same story over here. Yes. Holy moly. We need more buildings, really, don't we? Okay, so fuel, though. We do have a lot of fuel on this line. So let's now upgrade these trains. So let's replace them. We'll go steam. Add these bad boys in. Cargo. Give them a 198 capacity. Bam. So they should now also carry a little bit more. So without adding additional trains, we'll just see how it kind of like levels out. Should be pretty good. It should be pretty good. Right, let's have a little bit of a fast forward then. To get everything all circulating. Because it's going to take some time right now for everything to be all evened out. Especially with all the passenger stuff as well. We've got to wait for that. And you can already see there's quite a few people on some of these little stops right now. So it does show that we are going to need a fair few more buses. Like I said, we give it time to space out before anything else. Right, how is the passenger trains looking? So finances, yep, they're definitely earning more money. We'll see what this next day brings. Can we see any passenger trains? There's one right there. Not completely filled, and this one going back, that one's filled though. So it's a lot more busier in Beijing, baby. A lot more busier in Beijing. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, right. Food factory. It's leveling up. Nice. So I think even with the level up right now, we're going to slightly struggle. So I think we do need to start thinking about that secondary grain line. Now, that's only got 2 farms on, where this one's got 3. Interesting. Okay, let's get that set up. So to and from between. Oh, that's the wrong one. We utilize both platforms there. We utilize all the platforms coming in. I don't think it's got all the signals on, so we will need to throw the signals back in. And this is known as the Shanghai grain. We'll call this 1. And then my new line will be Shanghai grain 2. Easy peasy. So let's buy a couple of trains for it then. So these are obviously going to probably be different to what we've currently got set up. And then cargo-wise, these gondolas will do a 198 capacity. No, not 198, 192. And I'll get 3 of these as well. And put it on the Shanghai grain line 2. Now, of course, I've got to set up the signals. There are signals not all the way. So one there. I'll put that one there. That one there. The usual suspects first. And then we'll do one here and here. Right, it is a short journey. But because it's got 3 farms, I've gone for 3 trains. I might have kind of overextended on that slightly. But we'll see. Now, because it produces more food, places are going to want more food. So I'm now going to replace these trains. So we'll go steam, bam, cargo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is what we originally had. We'll do 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 192 capacity, but it's spread over some different stuff. So without adding the 3rd train, we'll see what that does differently first. Because we're going to get more fuel being delivered from the increase in capacity of trains as well, leading down from there. Right. Definitely got to sort out right now the vehicles on these. So let me now just duplicate the amount of vehicles on that line. Duplicate the amount of vehicles on that line. And then we'll do the 2 Greater Beijing ones and duplicate those. So we now got twice the capacity, twice the vehicles on the both bus loops in both greater regions. And we'll see how we get through all that first. Will take time, okay? It will take time. But you got to do it in baby steps, not, you know, run before you can walk kind of scenario. Which I felt like I've ran before I could walk on this setup. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Well, that's only got 192 on already. Okay, that's good. Right, this is going to have so much more grain being delivered now at this point. It really is. Maybe we could start thinking about strategically setting up platforms now. Because I think now we get to the point where there's that many trains coming in. We don't really need to kind of like share the platforms in that regards. So like, for example, the Shanghai 1 line coming in. In reality, we could get it to utilize just these 2 stops. which is 5 and 6. So if I go 5 and I get rid of everything except that, that helps. Same for the grain line 2. The fuel line comes on the middle one, right? So we could argue it's on 3 and 4. And then you've got the Beijing food line, which comes on the middle line as well. So we've changed up the kind of the platform, so we should see a bit more fluidicity. I can't even say the word fluidicity. Makes no sense, does it? Makes no sense. But we'll see. And hopefully this will level up again shortly anyway. So I think we're not doing too bad. I know we're still focusing on this one little region, but I don't think we're doing too bad. You know what I mean? We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Right. Ships. So, Tokyo's actually grown pretty well. And we can only carry 100 goods at a time. So why don't we now risk it for the biscuit and add a second ship? Let's see how we get on with that, because we are, like I said, getting more goods being delivered and produced. Alright, how are we looking over here anyway? We've got to give these time to level up as well before we start pumping out more stuff. Not bad. Not bad. Right, okay. I think then everything we've done right now just needs a little bit of time to pass. Just so we can see where everything all balances out. And we can then discover where we're slacking. Now, I do know we probably still need more buses. That is a given. We are going to need a few more buses, but until then, I think we're okay. Now, we do need to get Qingdao connected up, which I think a nice, glorious bus line. To be honest with you, I could do it in both directions. One to Shanghai, one to Tianjin. But I don't want to use that as the shortcut route over the train. So I might just kind of stick it to Tianjin is what I'll do. So let's get this route then connected. So I'm going to utilize this road. And I'm going to utilize this road. And then I want these two to meet in the middle. Easy enough. Easy enough. Right, okay. Now, do I do a little bit of smoothie just to kind of help out this town, this city? Because of the big cliff edge that it's facing? A part of me would like to say yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down to about there. And if I brought you to there and then you down to there, I've then created this glorious back-end connection. That hopefully we can utilize. Alright. Smoothie. That will do me. That will do me. So it's a city on a hill. A city on a hill. Right, okay, so we then need to set this up. So we'll utilize these two stops going out. I think will work really well. And then I don't know if it does require a stop like this. mean, it's going to remove a lot of buildings. It doesn't really connect to anything. And at the same time, I can just utilize simplistic bus stops like this. So this one could go here and here. This one could go here and here. And then I could do that one there and there. And then just loop around to then exit out. I think that makes more sense. But as I think about it now, I don't need double stops. So I don't need you. I don't need you, and I don't need you. So, new line. But then I'll bring it to bam, 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 bam. And then obviously that works. So this is going to be known as our Qingdao to Tianjin. Easy enough. And then we'll buy 2. I'll buy 2 to begin with. Again, we'll see how we get on. So that brings it to that loop, which that there is getting to the station. So they could walk to the station or just take an extra bus. It doesn't really matter. It's just an extra city, an extra selection of passengers that can now get onto my transit network. Right, just keeping it simple. Just keeping it simple right now. So, do you reckon we need to add a few more buses to these? I think so. Let's manage these lines. Let me grab 2 on each lines and then duplicate. So now we've got 6 on each loop. Not bad. What about these ones? Yes, we'll do the same for these as well, the Beijing ones. So 1, 2 from each line and then duplicate. There we go. Not bad. Not bad indeed. Right, how is this looking right now? Not yet leveled up. We are still expecting more grain to be delivered. But I think we need to increase our shipment now, don't we? So, what's slowing us down? When is the next ship coming in? I don't know if it's worth it yet. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but I think we're reaching our ceiling slightly. I think we might be reaching our ceiling of the current growth. It's all being delivered over here, right? Yes. And that's kind of exciting in many ways. Passengers coming in. Yeah, the station's still okay. Lots of trains, lots of choo-choos. Very, very, very heavily polluting the area. That's what we've got on the go right now. It's what we've got on the go. But yeah, now we're just waiting for the shipment numbers to catch up from what we are producing. And once those shipment numbers catch up, we're good. We are good. Another delivery coming in. Production's looking strong. Like I said, we just need those shipment numbers to increase. Now, you could argue, okay, well, is it now time that we look towards changing where we deliver? Yes and no. I think we're okay at the moment. With those radiuses. Tianjin radius is looking okay. Beijing radius, okay. I think we're okay. Now, obviously, to make Beijing grow a bit more, we do need to start providing it with the construction materials. Now, also Nanjing requires construction materials. So does Qingdao as well. So that's something that we might need to look towards progressing at some point in the future. And I'm not too sure where we're going to drive those from. We'll figure it out. It's not a big problem. And that will then lead us on to more expansions. How are we looking now then? So we're definitely picking up more oil, which is good. So the charts on this have now dramatically increased. Very good, very good, very good. We just need more natural consumers at the end of the day. There's a lot of oil over here that needs to be collected. And a lot of this will kind of come with not more trains, just the ability to kind of hold more cargo on a train when we get better carriages. So that's just a natural progression we will have. Right, okay. I think we've done pretty well. I'm quite happy with the progression that we've done right now. I'm loving the fact that Beijing has definitely grown. I mean, all the residential is now kicked back. We're almost at the point it was at its original high before I deleted everything. So I'm loving that it's filling all the little nooks and crannies. Very happy with that right now. Very happy. And is Beijing back to its original size? Not yet. Interestingly, it's not quite. Actually, no, it is there. It's bang on. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So why is this train? Oh, is this doing the route for the first time? No, it's all of a sudden got nothing on board. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Have I done the wrong train? I think I may have actually done the... Oh, I didn't do boxcar. I'm an idiot. Right, feel free. How long has it been like that? Right, if you've been screaming at me, I do apologize. I've spotted it now. It's because they look so similar, these two. Oh, no, what? That makes complete sense. No wonder, right? The shipment's so low. Normally, shipment and production are equal if you've got like a good system set up. I am an idiot. I am an actual idiot. Right, now shipment's increasing. Oh, I'm a buffoon, guys. You can call me a fool in the chat right now. You can call me a fool right now. I will allow it. I am an idiot. Sandwich. Right. Fool! How did I even do that? It makes no sense. Right, that means that line then will be losing quite a bit of cash because I had the wrong carriages on. It makes sense. Look at that, all of a sudden, no money. God damn it. Right, Shanghai grain train. This is number 2, by the way, that goes all the way over here. So because of that, the grain areas would have demanding a lot less. Right, okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an actual idiot. I'm an actual idiot. Right, it should be getting back to normal now, guys. And also, this should level up shortly. It should level up. What a damn fool. What a damn fool right now. Right, about 450, it should start leveling up. And then we're back to normal. Right, it's about to kick in. I can't believe I put the wrong carriages on. Foolish. Right, there we go. It's now leveling up. So, demanding more, so we'll put everything back onto these. So all the other kind of lines that fed it, the food factories with the grain stuff, they'll now start kicking in. We can then rest a little bit easier. All right, we got there in the end. We got there in the end. Right, this is about to level up. I don't know whether it will level up again. I don't expect it to. It's just going to start demanding a lot more anyway. It's got to up the production first. So let's just wait for it to level up one more time. So it should happen shortly. Any minute now. It should get there. It feels like it slows down once the bar gets to the top. Come on, hurry up and upgrade. What we waiting for? What are we waiting for right now? Alright, come on. Right, we're nearly there. Guys, the upgrade is about to take place. And... now. Oh, it's going for it straight for the next upgrade. 2 upgrades in 1. Let's go. Let's go. Right, that's crazy. 2 upgrades in 1. Right, these really are going to start demanding. I'm about to say, I'm surprised it's not making these level up, which it's now about to. These are both maxed out, right? Yes, they're both maxed out. Right, and then we should start seeing all the numbers increasing all over again. Very good. All because I put the wrong carriages on the train. Right, anyhow. Guys, we'll end it here anyway. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I think next episode we'll look towards then expanding away from this area. We do need to look at setting up a kind of a construction materials run. Because a lot of cities, there's 1, 2, 3 cities, one of them being Beijing, an important city that I do need to grow. That does require those construction materials. So we'll get that looking to be set up. And then we'll start making a transition and a plan to leading a line all the way down to Guangzhou and Shenzhen. This area here. There's a lot of goods factories here that we can also maybe double up the station to pick up from. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we do also need to look towards additional trading partners. I know we've only really got Tokyo and Japan right now set up. But we are going to need to start looking at trying to export more goods in general anyway. Right, that's now leveled up again, so that's pretty good. We've now literally just had a record income year to date at 84.6 million. Ooh, damn. So we're okay for the most part now, but that is going to pay for so many future expansions. Guys, we'll end it here. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like button down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.